Good morning, everyone. It's me, Coffee Stitcher. It is the penultimate day of February. Love that word, penultimate. How is everybody? This has been a interesting week. That's the word I'm going to use. I haven't really had the spoons to properly deal with it all, or educate myself properly. I'm not really even too sure what to say. My thoughts and my hearts are with everyone in the Ukraine. Hearts, like I have two. I just have one. I always said I wanted to know what it was like to live in the 40s and the 50s. This wasn't exactly what I meant. There we go. So, here we are. Alright, so this week there's no actual Q&A, which makes me a little sad, because y'all know I love the Q&A. There is a tiny scotch of haul. There is a big finish, which has not been posted to Instagram, but I'll get to that in a moment. I do have March plans to show you. WhipGo is going to be an easy one. Remember when I said I thought that WhipGo, I had a funny feeling the FFO square was going to get called? I shouldn't have said anything aloud because both squares got called. So right out of the gate, I am not going to finish March's WhipGo. Largely because I don't have 6 things that are ready to be FFO'd yet. I've got 3. I think I've got 4 maybe. I don't have 6. So, right out the gate, March isn't going to be completed. But that's okay. That's one of the few goals that I build in that's sort of a, cushiony goal. So, yay. Alright, so, but I do have a lot to show you in terms of goals and in terms of plans. I've got a new start. I've got my planned new moon new start to show as well. So let's dive right on in with what I got this week. And then we'll go into what I stitched on. So this is a fairly short turnaround week, obviously, because you saw me on Monday. So, I got this super cute bag. It comes from Crab Shack Stitchery on Etsy. I got the matching Notions bag, too. I'm calling it Drag Chickens, because it's chicken. They're just so cute. I think this is just so totally me. Look at that chicken. And look at that chicken. And that one. And that one with the purple sunglasses. It just made me so happy. Because they're drag chickens. And then she very kindly sent as a free gift another small Notions bag, which I'm actually using to hold the floss. I was going to start, which kind of segues us in. I was going to start for the Stitchy Crane Sal. I was going to start from Stitchy Princess, Mrs. Hen. However, when I was looking for fabric, I found a perfect ornament-size cut of brown gingham. That was 6 by 6. The pattern is like 5.25 by 5.25. There was no way I could make that work, because that was gonna leave me so little for trying to finish. So, until I can get fabric for that, which is fine, because there's a couple other chicken patterns out there. I can order like a fat quarter, and I can use that and do all sorts of really cute chicken patterns on it. It'll just be a whole series of chickens. So I kitted it up, and there's the floss for it. What I started instead, and I really loved the idea of that one because it was blue and yellow in it, and that's the Ukrainian colors of the flag, and it's just going to be That's okay. So instead, I started, and I'm not very far, because I found another fabric I was going to try and use, and then I didn't like the fabric that I was going to try and use. It was a whole ordeal. So, and I will put her shop, oh, well, I'll put a link to both patterns down below. So instead, I'm doing Baba Yaga, the Flying Witch. And I'm doing it on, this is a Fortnite fabric. It was one of the fabric of the months. Not last year, but the year before. It's Hen of the Woods. So here's where I'm at on it. I did convert over entirely to Orifloss. Well, almost all of it is Orifloss, and then one, it's I think the 12 weight Aurifil, because I didn't have an orange. I'm using the needle minder from MBC Stitcher, one of the two that he sent me. Because I thought, it's Hen of the Woods, it's Baba Yaga, she's flying, that's kind of rocky, that's kind of a, sort of a different one. So there's where I got started. So I'm going to work on this one for sure today. Magical Stitches hasn't posted the March event yet, so I have no clue what my event schedule is going to be like for them, so we shall see. Once I kind of see where I'm at, once I kind of see what the March events look like, we'll kind of determine how I decide I'm going to incorporate this into my stitching goals. But if nothing else, I will probably work on it. I'll definitely work on it today. I may even work on it tomorrow and then start March fresh. And we'll just see where we are at the end of those 2 days. So that was my new start this week. The big finish, however, was Aurora. Here she is. Now, my photographs of her all turn out with the blue. This is very accurate to what she looks like color-wise. I don't know why photographing her, she turns up so much darker. I've tried everything I can. So the pictures aren't necessarily, the picture you'll see on Instagram is not necessarily representative of the true colors of her. This is actually really close to what she looks like. So she's all done. Couple of things that I'm going to point out. This is one of the few times where I've actually shifted bead direction in a project. And you can see it best down here in the skirt. So I shifted the direction so that the beads all point away from the center. So their angle goes out from the center. The gold backstitch in the center panel liked to kill me. That was insane. It's beautiful. I'm glad I did it. I would not, if I were doing it all over again, God forbid, if I were going to stitch all over again, I would still stitch the gold. Boy howdy, let me tell you. Working with the Kreinik wired braid to make the bouquet was actually a lot of fun and a lot easier than I expected it would be. So if you've been looking at them and you've been worried about those elements, it actually was really simple to work with. It took just a little figuring out to get the tightness of the coil right, but not very long. I think I got the 9 flowers cut, were rolled, cut, and then put a drop of glue on the back, so that they would so that it would give them some stability. I think all told that took maybe half an hour. Like, it was much simpler than I thought it was going to be. I was all prepared to have a lengthy time with them. The bows were a little bit harder. That was actually a harder part. Initially, I had done the crown on paper as well, but it did not look right once I started putting it in. So I went ahead and stitched it instead. But there we go. And obviously I did the 3 fairies on paper and then just tacked them down. So there we go. There is Aurora by Brooke's Books. So now I have 2 of the 12 done. And we shall see who I start next. It'll be a while. I also got, oh, I did actually, one other bit of haul. I got, and I'll put it in its bag. This is going to be used in, Haunted House from Bed Creek, but I got pink fuzzy stuff, which I will find other uses for. Alright, so that's the big finish. So I got 3 finishes in February, y'all. I don't remember the last time I got 3 in 1 month. Okay, so let's talk March goals. So obviously we know what my whip goal is. Not really going to give you anything much to look at. And they're going to be 3 that are hoop finishes. So I will probably, that's going to be one of those, like, I don't know what to do, and it's Saturday night, I've already finished what I was working on, we're going to sit down, we're going to do some FFO. Because those don't ever take all that long. Okay, so let's see. That being said, so, well, I guess let me show you what I also worked on this week. So obviously I worked on Aurora most of the week, and then I worked on and finished the Little Red Riding Hood Parade Part 2, which is the wolf in Granny's bed. This is on Ale by Picture This Plus. So there we go. There's the wolf in Granny's bed. Very pleased with how it turned out. I really like his little eyelashes, which don't photograph terribly well, but they're there. So this month we'll get the 3rd part, so obviously that's going to be my goal this month. I'm doing this all in Aurifil, primarily in the 28 weight. There is a little of the 12 weight and the floss in here too, but it's primarily the 28. And then the 1 color of Classic Color works. So, goal on this month is to do part 3, and then in April we'll get the border. Okay. So, the plans as they sit now. I'm going to be showing you patterns, so do kind of bear with me as I find them. Oh, actually, what I am going to work on today before I go back to Baba Yaga, because I realized I am behind by 2 weeks, because I was so absorbed in Aurora. So I'm going to work on Souvenir by Victoria Sampler. Which I don't think will take all that long. Both parts are fairly small. That's one thing I like about this one, is it's really small parts, so it's really easy to stay on top of if you're not, obsessed with pattern. Okay. Oy. What are you out to? Okay, so my new moon, new start this month. Come on. Gotta love technology. Let's try this again. Sorry, y'all, technical difficulties with the iPad. Okay. So my New Moon, New Start is going to be Wishing Thorn's Twilight Woods sampler. And I did a pretty large Instagram post about this one. Here's the pattern. Where I went through, because I wasn't, while I love the pattern, I wasn't completely sold on the colors, because I wanted them to be more woodsy and twilighty. So I went through and I did an aurifil conversion. So these are the colors that I'm using. Right. So instead of the sort of pinky colors, I went for more purpley colors. So instead of the pinky mauves, I'm doing some purples. Instead of the browns, I'm doing blues. I went for slightly bluer grays. And then instead of the dark gray, I'm doing green. And it's going to be stitched on chauffeur from Fortnite Fabrics. It's an opal. It is a little more gray in person than this shows. But that's going to be my New Moon, New Start. And since I finished 3 things and I brought and I brought 3 things back from the archives, Twilight Woods will get to stay, I think, in the rotation. So, and that'll be started on Wednesday, because Wednesday is the next new moon. And then I think it's in April that we've got 2 new moons. Because there's one month that always has 2. I think it's April. No, not April. Maybe it is April. Because there's no way we're going from April to May with only 1 new moon. Oh, yeah, the last day of April. So there's 2 in April. The first day and the last day. That's an interesting little bookend. Okay. And then my work project is going to be my Stitch Asia piece, because March is the Stitch Asia month. Is going to be Gera's Anne Frank piece, which also feels very timely. I have decided, I think, that I'm going to take the barbed wire and the planes out. To me, that's just a little too bleak right now. So that's it. And it is on this beautiful purple even weave. So my goal is 100 stitches a day. So with any luck, honestly, I think the 100 stitches will probably finish me on out for it. Because I've got a pretty decent chunk done. So that's to go to the living room to sit next to my... Okay. Of course, we've got Narnia. The next part comes out this following weekend. If she does like she did last time, I will probably then get mine on Wednesday. I think that's when I got it last time. So that's where I'm at on Narnia. So very excited to continue on with that. You can stay here. Okay, so Count Your Blessings is coming back up to play. I did actually work on this just a little bit last weekend to fix my issue on the border. So I'm now 25% of the way done with it. This is on a Ship's Manor Fabric of the Month. So that's where I got. So my plan is to go ahead on up and do the top. So I'm calling it I'm tentatively saying that I'll do a page finish. So I've got basically here up. So there's really not a whole lot there. So I think I easily could do a page finish on this. Because the house was the real big part. Okay. Toss you over there. Okay. Inspiration. The goal on it is going to be a page finish. So when last we left Inspiration, I had the back stitch, the border done. So now I've just got the fill-in parts, which will go fairly quickly. And March is a normal length month, so and that's on something from Picture This Plus. I'm so terrible at that. Why am I so bad at remembering what that color is called? Willow. It's called Willow. Okay. Salsy's Mermaid did not get worked on this month. This is on Moana, on an Opal Moana from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Steph. So here's where she's at. So my plan is to finish this top half here. So basically it's like the top page. Not including the flowery bits. That'll be, because I'll probably stitch that as sort of all at once. So it's going to basically be that little bit there, which I think is going to be totally achievable. Like I said, I didn't work on her last month. I felt okay with that because of Aurora and because of the Veronica and Ginger Little Mermaid. They were all three kind of similar-ish. Obviously the mermaid in theme and the Aurora in the style, so I didn't mind too much that I didn't get to this one. Okay. Haunted House from Bent Creek. The goal will be to finish up the floor. This is on a one-off from Fortnite Fabrics. So that's where I'm at. So my plan is to finish the first floor, which I think should be doable because it's really just a matter of we've got the one mummy and then we've got details on the rest of them. So I think that'll be a fairly easy finish up. Let's see. So the next one of the back from the archives, which this one's come out a time or two to play, is Seize the Day by Hands On Design. So my goal is going to be to finish up the sale, I believe. This is on Ship's Manor, Silvery Moon. So, obviously, I started across on the boat. It's a very dense sail, so... But I think I've hit the... I've done the widest part of the sail, so really and truly it should be fairly smooth sailing from here on out. So this actually is probably one that I will try to work on like virtual stitchers, maybe. Okay. Then, and I don't have a project back for this one, I've got to find one. Summer Patchwork is coming back out. So my plan is to do at least, I'm debating. I either am going to try to do a motif, or I am going to try to finish out the borders. So I'm almost obviously done with this border on this one. So I'm kind of thinking I may just go ahead and try and finish out the borders, because then the inner motifs should be fairly quick and easy, because they aren't very involved. I mean, these two kind of are, but the rest of them really aren't. So, and this is on just a random yellow even weave that I had that didn't have a name. I really wish, this is a Susan Bates, I really wish she would have done other samplers in this same style for the seasons, because I think that would be kind of a nice one to sort of swap out. Okay, what's in this bag? I think this one's Secret Garden. It is! Okay, so Secret Garden by Tiny Modernist. My goal is going to be to do the trees on either side, the bird, and the little flowers. So that's my goal for this month on those, and then probably the next time I do, the next month's goal is going to be to do the top half of the border. This is on Moccasin from Fortnite Fabrics. So here we are on that. It's just so pretty. Okay. All right, the next one up is the Satsuma Street Alice in Wonderland. So my goal, because I think this one, it's a lot more color changes than the cat was. So my goal is going to be to try and finish the Mad Hatter, the Mad Tea Party. If not, then the goal is going to be to get at least the table, chairs, and such done. And then if I have to do it into 2 months, then those leaves, or those bushes, the characters, and the lanterns will be together. So I do have a place where I can split it if it is denser than I'm anticipating it being. But I think we're going to be fine. So, and here's where I'm at on it. And I figure I'm leaving the bigger leaves out of the Cheshire Cat. But if I ultimately decide that I feel like it does need it, I can always go back and do that at the end. They're not that. It's not a ton of leaves. So, I would kind of like to try to finish this before the summer because I assume she's going to do another one. So I'd like to have it done before that happens because I would like to have it done so I have a little bit of downtime before I get to start another one. That being said, I am not going to try and keep up with that one because they're so dense and it's such a quick release pattern that there's no way. At least if she does it like she did the last two. Okay. We're almost done, y'all. Stitching Witches by Victoria Sampler. I did not touch this one again this month, but that again was okay. So my goal is going to still be to finish this top part here. Oops. And this is just on a light gray that I had in my stash. So I've got the house and I've got her and then I've got the pumpkins. So it's definitely achievable. I just didn't quite get there this month. And then, last but not least, Wicked Siblings. My plan for it, this is again on a one-off from Fortnite. So here's where I'm at on it. So my plan is to finish up the this bottom leaf set and that over there. Or actually, it's this over here. So from here over is the plan. So. All right. So that is all of my plans for March. Anyhow, so that wraps me up for the moment. I hope everyone has a good week ahead. For those who observe, I believe Mardi Gras is Tuesday, which makes Ash Wednesday. Appropriate since it's Ash Wednesday. So to those of you who observe, good luck. And I will see you all next week. Bye.